Hello everyone, so this is a video about the lambda expression and its difference to the standard normal functions that we can create with the def keyword. So what is a lambda expression? So a lambda expression is an object function. So what does that mean? So the best way to explain this is just by giving you an example. Let's create a lambda expression. So lambda we created with the lambda keyword, and here we put the argument of this function. So let's just say that the argument is x, right? And what I want to do is to create an expression that takes one value, which is x, and adds 4 on it, or 10 for example. Let's just take x and add 10. So now this is an object function, and it's also called an anonymous function. And the reason why it's called anonymous function is because it doesn't have any name, so the name can be changed however you want. So now to see that with a concrete example, let's create an object with this function. So we just need to assign this to an object function 1. So now I created an instance of this function here. Let's just run it. Now to see this function work, we need to print this object function 1, and now we need to pass an argument here, and the argument is this x we have here. So is everything that precedes this double column here. So now let's pass, for example, the value 5, and we will get 50, or rather 15. Yeah. So I thought that this was a multiplication. So now 5 plus 10 is 15, and this is what we get here in the output. But now, for the moment, I believe that it's still not clear what is the difference between this thing here and a standard function that we can create, for example, with the def keyword. So let's create a function with a def keyword and see what is the difference. So I would call this function add 10 and takes one argument, which is x. And this function, of course, would return x plus 10, right? So now let's print again what this function would return if I pass the value 5. So of course, so this keyword here is false, so it should be return. It's just syntax error, return. So here I get 15 and 15. But the difference between this function here and this anonymous function is that I can create multiple instances of this function. So let's create an object function 2, for example, and let's make it equal to this thing here. So now I don't have just one function, but I have 2 anonymous functions. So now I can use this second object function, and instead of passing 5, I can pass another value, for example 10. So in this case I would get 15, 20, and 15. So you see 15, 20, and 15. So this is the main difference. So lambda is a lambda expression. It's an anonymous function. So it's kind of a class function, and you can create multiple instances of this function. Whereas this function here is not a class function, and you cannot create an instance of it. So this is basically the main difference.